r/relationships. Brockenlist says, my wife, 34 female, of 6 years called the police on me, 34 male. What should I do? Hi all, I need your advice. My wife of 5 years, we have 2 boated AI fricked UPL daughters, 5 and 1, called the police on me after a fight that was verbally very heated, said she doesn't feel safe with me. The police left obviously after some chat, but I don't feel safe anymore. We had just moved to this city from another city for her job. Should I just leave the house, or would it weaken my position to meet my kids in the future? I cannot stop crying as even the thought of not seeing my kids is breaking me from the inside. I cannot live without them, but at the same time I'm scared that, if she does call the police again, I can go to jail, and that would end any chances of seeing my kids ever again. I was working remotely, and that made the move easier, but I genuinely want her to do well in her career. Now I'm being laid off, and chances of me finding work in my field in this city are very slim, so I thought I'll spend time with family, but if I just move out of this house to another in the same city then it would be difficult to find work. What do you recommend I should do? I just messaged her that I'm going back to the city we came from, and if I should take the kids, or she wants to keep them. Not going with the intent of divorce obviously, but just time away from each other for now. What do you all recommend? I think I should definitely leave the house, but should I move back, or stay here, or it doesn't matter where I move? Please help me with advice. It's so difficult for me. Too long, didn't read, moved cities for her career, laid off from my remote job. Fought, wife called police and now I feel unsafe and unsure what to do next. Leave house or stay? Need best action, so I get to see my kids in the sweet_blacksmith_717 says, leave her. If she does some shit like that after a verbal argument, that only means one thing. She doesn't respect you anymore. It would be different if you two had a physical fight, then I agree specifics like who initiated matter, but calling the cops just to make herself feel she have some power over you only means she will do it again, especially if she lied to the cops. She did it once, and if she knows it works, she will do it again. Better leave them toxic females while you still can, rather than being sent to jail for no other reason that she felt like it. Driantle says, well, with me or not, there's awkward dating apps for parties to request music at, civilized picture taking, race fast vehicles owned or not owned, racetrack, open feleds haha us. Mission Funny 1826 says, wait, is this a serious post? I thought this was about TV shows etc. Munch K says, file for an emergency order of protect for your daughters and tousled against her. This will make sure you have some type of custody in place for your children. Courts don't always favor the mother, they favor the person who files motion or isn't deemed as the aggressor. Sesame_Mochi says, I think you're leaving out important info about what the fight was about and exactly how heated it got. You also emphasize you moved cities for her, and it feels like you're doing so to downplay whatever you might have done. More info needed. Pretty_logic says, context. What was the fight about? You left out a huge part. Responsible_candle86 says, my mother used to do that to my dad. It got to the point where we would beg him to leave just so she wouldn't get him locked up for literally nothing. For example, she once fell down the stairs and told the police he had beat her up. If we hadn't witnessed it and told the police, he without a doubt would have been arrested. My point is, after reading your comments, your wife sounds very unhappy with the marriage, and the egg sandwich is just what she used as an excuse to argue. Calling the cops over a verbal argument with no threats is a waste of resources. I would find a good attorney and start thinking about putting yourself in a position to be autonomous. Find a job, do what you have to do, because if she is this volatile you will need to be there for your kids. My dad was, and I appreciate him every day. Random numbers 42,069 says, we don't believe you. T. Crizzle says, you should contact a lawyer or a family counselor. Reddit advice won't help you here, I'm afraid. Paulina Honey says, you say you're worried you'll be arrested if she calls the cops again. Well, that's really easy, just don't do anything that will get you arrested. Something isn't adding up here. Capital Programmer 84 says, it sucks when someone you love just flips. It's just upsetting and frustrating. People argue, and it can get heated, that's pretty normal. However, violence is not. She could potentially do some help with therapy, but this shouldn't jeopardize your own and your kid's safety. As you said, there are stigma with guys in domestic violence. So starting filming and documenting your interactions with her. You may never use it, but just in case. You've got Johnny Depp as your example. You can't keep your loved ones safe if you aren't safe. You have to be there in order to do that, not by perishing. Self-sacrifice often feels noble, but in a lot of cases, it's not. It's just not pragmatic. So, for the sake of yourself, your kids, and your wife, get a therapist/counselor for yourself, continue open communication, and provide support to your wife wherever possible, and think of a safe exit plan. I hope everything works out on your end. It's not an easy situation, things are easier said than done. You'll know it in your heart eventually. You've got your whole Reddit community behind you. All the best. r/relationships. Apprehensive_grade_1 says, girl, 22 female, keeps making TikToks about me. Hello all, I 22 male, broke up with this girl 22 female, a few weeks ago, and she has kept making TikToks about me. One of my friends sent me one, and now I'm finding it hard not to look. They are all grossly misrepresenting what happened, and are incredibly mean and immature, but she doesn't mention me by name, so I don't think there is much I can do. Has anyone had to deal with a situation like this? Any way I can get myself to stop wanting to see the horrible things she's saying? I appreciate your thoughts in advance. Too long. Didn't read. X keeps making TikToks, and I just can't stop watching. Any advice appreciated. Melum23 says, without her saying your name, all you can do is block her. You need to in order to truly move on. r/relationships. Fool_on_the_roof says, should I end a 20-year friendship? Should I end a 20-year friendship? I, 35 female, have two friends, both 35F. I have been friends with them for nearly 20 years. We will call friend 1 Sally and friend 2 Karen. Recently I have fallen out with Karen, which I will detail below. Sally has decided to take Karen's side and I'm debating whether to cut ties with Sally as well. I need advice on this. Recently, Karen found herself homeless and in need of a place to stay. I offered for her to stay at my home free of rent. This included her bringing in her dog and 2 cats. The condition was that she only brought the minimal amount of things with her. No furniture or large items that would fill up my house. Karen was in the process of buying a house, so this arrangement was only going to last 2 months or so. Here is where things started to go wrong with Karen. The first weekend she moved in, I was not in town, and came back to my garage full of large furniture items. She had gone against the agreement, and decided to use my garage as a storage unit. I told her that she needed to move her things out of my garage immediately. She kept saying that she would, but never did. I was forced to park outside my garage for months. Finally, the sale goes through on Karen's house, and she moves out. However, after she moves out we have an unrelated argument over something small. She runs to Sally sobbing. I don't know what is said, but I received a text from Karen saying that she has removed whatever she needs from my house and has decided to end our friendship. Karen then immediately blocked me on everything, so I can't contact her. I do not have her new address. Karen has left behind a garage full of her junk I do not want. So she has essentially used my house as a dumping zone and thrown away what I thought was a decent friendship, but I guess I was mistaken. I feel taken advantage of by Karen. Because I tried to help her during a difficult time for her, but was rewarded in a terrible way. Now to Sally. I contact Sally to try to figure out what happened. I found out from Sally that Karen had come to her crying. I wasn't told what exactly was said, but Sally admitted to telling Karen to end the friendship. So, now I feel as if I have been stabbed in the back by Sally as well. These are two friends I thought I could trust, but now I feel like they have conspired against me. Part of me feels I should be the better person and forgive Sally because she may have been fooled by Karen as well, but I'm worried that I may be the fool in the end here again. So, the question is, should I forgive Sally or should I distance myself from her? Too long. Didn't read. Should I end a 20-year friendship with a friend who decided to take the side of my ex-mutual friend who took advantage of me and then threw me out like? No_percentage_3921 says. Yeah, I would leave them both probably. I also don't have any 20-year friendships and I'm only 20, so IDK take it W a grain of salt, but I feel like, were Sally a true friend she would have acted like one. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.